What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Jake Podger. I'm your host tonight for the.
Uh-oh.
We lose him again?
I think we lost him again.
2 weeks in a row?
Stream is live. All right.
Uh-oh. Did we lose it? Are we good?
All right,
I think you're good, Jake. I think you're all right.
Okay. Did I get some of the intro in, or did we just lose all of it?
I think we
lost
gotta start
pretty much all of it.
Well, my name is Jake Podger. I'm your host tonight for tonight's show. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be doing a couple fantasy drafts here, but the kicker is it'll only be with AFC East players. How are we going to form a team, you ask? Well, stay tuned. More to come right after this. What is up, everybody? Hopefully we don't lose connection anymore throughout the show. It happened last week, and now it happened this week. I don't know what's going on here. I think it's time to finally hardwire my internet because this is actually running off Wi-Fi, but I pay for like 2,000 over 2,000, so there is no reason that I should have issues. So I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to call Fios up. Be like, hey, what the hell is going on here? This is ridiculous. Maybe they'll give me something off my bill. I don't know. What do you think, guys? I have proof right here, so we can maybe make it happen, you know? But by the way, joined by Anthony and Keith tonight. Absolutely love the names. You guys are always coming with the heat on this stuff. There's obviously some background to Anthony's in our Discord chat. Quite a day in the Discord chat talking about Tua and some other things. And by the way, if you haven't joined our Discord, link right below in the description here. It's a great time. We talk ball nonstop. We have a bunch of different channels on there. We have an AFC East specific channel as well, where we talk about all the teams in the AFC East. Today, we just so happen to be talking about Tua Tagovailoa. But fellas, OTAs have wrapped up, and it's tough to find content to do right now just because it's the offseason, and it literally is the dog days of the NFL offseason. So we figured we'd switch it up a little bit tonight. We're going to do a fantasy draft with fantasy drafts right around the corner, but we wanted to put a nice twist on it and only draft AFC East players. So, without further ado, you guys ready for something real fun?
I was actually going to say, Jake, because in the chat, one of the things we were talking about, specifically, me and Keith were going back a little bit about the Tua Tagovailoa contract situation.
Let's talk about that. Yes,
I put together some numbers and things, but first I want to hear what Keith thinks because it is his boy.
I think if this, oh God, no, Tua is such. We've talked about this in the past. Tua is such a polarizing player. Everybody seems to have a strong opinion on him, and no two opinions on Tua Tagovailoa are the same. So, what I'll say about Tua is, I think the Dolphins should pay him. But for him to say the market is the market, and he made this comment during mini camps a couple weeks ago. The market is the market. I disagree with that. I disagree that the market is the market, not for a guy like Tua, not for a guy who's only been healthy for one season, who's only played in one playoff game. You see a guy like Jared Goff got paid this offseason. Jared Goff took his team to the NFC Championship game last season. Jalen Hurts, the guy who Tua Tagovailoa famously came in and replaced during the national championship game and won the national championship game in his stead. Jalen Hurts got paid last offseason. Jalen Hurts took his team to a Super Bowl. Tua's resume is not what any of these guys, he's got a resume, I guess, a lot like Trevor Lawrence's. But even Trevor Lawrence has won a playoff game. So, I'm not saying Tua should just take what the Dolphins give him and be happy for it. Tua does have somewhat of a leg to stand on. The Dolphins said to him last offseason, stay healthy for a whole season, and we'll talk about a contract. Well, he stayed healthy. He took the Dolphins to the playoffs. He played not only 17 games, he played 18 games. He played in that 18th game against Kansas City Chiefs. So he held up his end of the bargain. Now he's coming to the Dolphins and saying, I want to get paid now. And the Dolphins were saying, well, actually, we need you to do it again. We need you to win a playoff game. The Dolphins are moving the goalposts on us. So I can understand why he's upset. But in the same respect, what have you done? What have you proven? And the answer to that question is not a whole lot. So Tua thinks he's worth a certain amount of money. The Dolphins think he's worth a certain amount of money. And I don't think either side is budging right now. And I'm kind of on the side of the Dolphins. And I know that sounds like an evil thing to say, being on the side of the billion-dollar corporation, but I am, because they have to protect themselves. So I'm kind of on the side of the Dolphins right now.
Very interesting. I like it, Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made a lot of good points there. It's crazy because, Tua did hold up his side of the bargain. Like, he was healthy, but then it seemed like everyone else around him was not healthy.
Yeah, and that's the ironic part, Jake.
Right.
It's so ironic that Tua is the guy who's injury prone, and the rest of the team falls apart around him, but he stays healthy, in spite of the fact that his offensive line was made of spare parts towards the end of the season last year. It's just not. This is not an easy negotiation for either side. This was always going to be such an arduous journey for both sides, and it's proving to be exactly that. I guess it was Jeff Darlington who came out and tweeted today that, the certainty, there's no longer any certainty that these two sides are going to get this done. So that means maybe Tua is going to be playing on the franchise tag next season. And if it is, I kind of support that. I'm kind of okay with that. I want to see him do it again before the Dolphins. If Tua gets paid, say, Jared Goff money, and he gets hurt or he doesn't progress as a quarterback the way I think he can, he's going to set the Dolphins as a franchise back 3 to 5 years. Simply by his presence on their team, on their salary cap. That's kind of what we're talking about here. That's why the Dolphins have given pause. And again, I get it. So, Anthony, I know you have a different opinion on this. So
I don't think our positions are that different. My position is a little bit closer to like, you're in a weird position these days with quarterbacks because like you either have one or you don't. Like there's little middle ground. Maybe a Geno Smith is the closest thing to like, you don't know if you have a quarterback, you don't know if you don't have a quarterback, but like you're somewhere in the middle with a quarterback. And like the Dolphins have a quarterback. I wanted to compare them to some of the contracts that have come out recently, like the Trevor Lawrence contract. So just your options as there are really only 3 options the Dolphins have right now. That is, they sign him, they trade him, or they plan to franchise tag. There's no way the Dolphins, if Tua like rolled out of bed tomorrow, tore his ACL, missed the entire season, they would still be in that Dak Prescott situation where you have your quarterback, you need to franchise him, even if you lost him for a year, even if he was injured again, because you can't let him go to free agents. The only side that I see losing leverage if he gets injury isn't Tua. In fact, I think it's probably the Dolphins because they might get less compensation back if they traded him.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
No matter what, the Dolphins have to sign him because it's so hard to find a quarterback. And this year coming up, this looks like a horrible quarterback draft.
Yeah.
Like it might turn out to be good, but like it might also turn out to be like the Malik Willis draft, Kenny Pickett draft, like Matt Corral draft. If those are your options as a quarterback, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's a bad year. So like the Dolphins have one of 3 options, and those 3 options, like I said, are either franchise him, trade him, or sign him to a long-term contract. Now, the long-term contracts, we see these gigantic numbers sort of pop up. But if you take apart like their cash, what these players are making by cash, Trevor Lawrence's deal, it looks like it's $50+ million a year, but it's really his first year of the contract is this year. It's $33 million. Next year, his cash payout's only $45 million because, again, next year he's at a base salary of like $2 million. Third year, again, base salary with his cap hit's only going to be at $24 million. His fourth year cap option or cap hit number is still only $35 million. Now they have some void years built in, and like the last year of his contract is 47. But like you can spread those hits out. The problem that you sort of run into by not signing him now is that there's going to be a couple more contracts that go up. Jordan Love still needs to get his deal, I think. There might be one or two other quarterbacks that have big contracts coming up after.
What about Brock Purdy? What's Brock Purdy's contract situation?
He's still got 2 years left, right? And he's
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
he's still got 2 years before they need to pay him. Now he wasn't a first round pick, but he's obviously making the lowest a player could possibly be making, having been the last player.
They got to pay him eventually, right? I mean, yeah.
I mean, they can take their time with it too. Like they have all the leverage in the world. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, Brock Purdy is going to need to get done, and if San Francisco hurries up and gets him done after year 3, because that's the earliest that they can, and Tua's still not done, we're going to see some of these numbers start to creep up. Now, the franchise tag right now is projected to only be about $42 million next year, which means that his salary this year is 23, 42 for the franchise next year means 2 years at about 65.2 is the number that I have calculated right now. If they wanted to franchise him again, it would go up another 20%. So projected to be about $50 million after that. So you're looking at $3 million, about 110, which is still a fairly reasonable amount of money. Like if you had to double franchise him, you're still not getting hit that hard. You're still looking at about the same numbers that Trevor Lawrence is getting right now over the next 3 years.
That's true.
It spikes after that. So the Dolphins have a little bit to play for right now, but I do think that it's probably more beneficial for the team right now to go ahead and get that deal done before it gets more expensive. Because, like I said, the franchise tag's going to be coming in, and if the other two contracts come up, like Jordan Love comes up, that might push the market up even that much more.
You're right. You're right about that.
So,
that's a very good point.
Yeah, the playoff wins, I sort of understand, like, from a fan perspective, but, like, it really, when he says the market is the market, you have a quarterback or you don't.
Yeah.
Like, you have to roll your dice and take your chances.
But I just think that phrase applies to a Trevor Lawrence, to a Jared Goff. The market is the market for guys where there's not significant question marks surrounding their play, their health. I mean, that's a little bit of an overstatement, Zachary. But
by the way, that's my brother-in-law. I don't know if you guys saw that dude walking in the background. So they're here. They had some dinner with us. I said,
going back and forth.
Yeah, I'm like, boys. I said to Zach, I said, boys. I said, Zach, I'm going down to do a show. You should tune in. So here he is. Love it. Absolutely love it. Coming in hot.
Yeah, burying them for life. I mean, 3 to 5 years. They're buried under that contract for 3 to 5 years. And there's also, another thing to take into account here. The Dolphins still have to pay guys like Javon Holland and Jalen Phillips. They need to find the money to do that with. And I think the Dolphins are looking at all these contracts that are coming up, including Tua's, and they're saying, I don't know how we're going to get all those done. And I don't either. Javon Holland is important to that defense. Jalen Phillips, we'll see. But these are all important guys, and Tua, chief among them. But this is different from Trevor Lawrence's contract negotiation, Jared Goff's, and Jalen Hurts. This is just a different negotiation. And
do you not think that Tua is better, or at least on the level of Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, absolutely. He absolutely is when he's on. But the other thing that we need to take into account here is that Tua's had one healthy season.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. That's really what it comes down to, I think. It's not so much the talent, it's whether he can stay healthy. Like this guy was talking about, potential retirement.
Yeah.
He's one hit away, right? So I get it.
For sure.
Trevor Lawrence has shown the ability to get hurt and play through his injuries And, the nature of Tua's injuries were such that he couldn't play through them. I get that. The concussion, he broke some ribs. I think he hit his hand, I think, on somebody's helmet, and he broke something. Again, the nature of Tua's injuries were such that he couldn't play through them. But Trevor Lawrence was a hobbled guy last year, and he played through his injuries. It shows a level of toughness, shows a level of just being availability that Tua hasn't shown to this point in his career. As I've said it before, I'll say it again. One healthy season does not a healthy quarterback make. And I think the Dolphins are just saying, if Tua gets concussed this season, he's dropped some weight, in an effort to probably be a little more mobile. But he's dropped some weight that he had last year that kind of helped him sustain more hits, a little bit more punishment. And if, God forbid, Tua gets another concussion this season and he starts contemplating retirement again, and the Dolphins paid him all this money on that contract, they are stuck under that money for the next 3 to 5 years. And that's just going to be an albatross around their necks. So this just isn't a simple negotiation. This isn't a simple, you're a good quarterback, we're going to pay you. It's just not as simple as that when it comes to Tua. And that's the problem.
If we go into the next season and the Dolphins elect to do the franchise tag, are you going to be comfortable with that?
I'm sorry?
If we go into next season and the Dolphins elect to go with a franchise tag, are you going to be comfortable with that?
Yes. Because I don't see part of what makes me comfortable about franchising Tua is that he's under team control. Okay. So he stays with the Dolphins if the Dolphins want him to stay with the Dolphins. If the Dolphins franchise Tua, I don't expect Tua to take that lying down. I don't expect him to show up for voluntary mini camps. I don't know that I expect him to show up for training camp. I think that's where we're at, but the Dolphins at least have that leverage, that level of control to say, yeah, we're going to franchise you. And that, and that's just how it is. So I do have a certain level of comfort with that.
Okay. That's what the franchise tag is invented for. It's so that teams have the opportunity to go ahead and say, you know what, show us one more year.
Yeah. And I think that's what the Dolphins are going to do with Tua.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, at this point, that's how I see it going down. I don't see them signing him at this point. And I think Tua is enough of a team player to kind of buck up and
just play it out.
I think he's a good enough to do that, even though he's going to be annoyed.
Mm-hmm. The question is, though, watch him ball out, and then you guys are going to have to pay him $90 million a year or whatever it is at that point, right? I mean, it's going to be something. It's going to be more than what it is now.
If he goes to 5,000 yards, 45 touchdowns or something like that, some ridiculous stat line this year, you're going to, that's going to be a lot, man.
It is, and that's something the Dolphins are going to have to make their peace with.
Right.
Either he balls out and they have to pay him a bunch of money, or he doesn't and he gets hurt, and the Dolphins they're kicking the can down the road. They have another decision to make next offseason. Again, none of this is easy. This was always going to be such a tedious negotiation for both sides. And I was dreading it going into this offseason. I was hoping it was just going to be, easily get done, where maybe Tua takes a little bit less money, or, the Dolphins make some concessions, and neither side's budging.
The thing is, you guys are genuinely lucky still having him 1 year on the rookie tag before you have to consider even franchising him. Like, you do really have 2 years to make this decision. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the meantime, they can re-sign guys like Javon Holland and Jalen Phillips and try and
first priority.
Yeah, and try and make it work with Tua. I mean, Tua is obviously the first priority, but if it's not going to work with Tua, if this contract negotiation isn't going to work, then Pivot to Javon Holland. Get him paid. He's playing on the last year of his rookie deal. He's gone after this season.
Now, if you guys have actually elected to trade him,
Tua?
yeah, how would you feel about that? Not this year, but next year. Like franchise tag and trade. Get 2 first-round picks. Start again with a new rookie.
It depends on what the Dolphins' options at quarterback are next offseason. Depends on who comes available to him. You know,
I mean, maybe
Zach Wilson, Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, none of those guys. But Jake just mentioned an interesting name, Dak Prescott, who's also playing in the last year of his deal. Right. Dak Prescott becomes available. The Dolphins pick up Dak Prescott, franchise and trade Tua. I mean, who's going to say the Dolphins lost that?
Yeah, but you think that Dak Prescott's going to take anything less than what Tua would be taking? He'd be taking way more, right?
Probably more.
Yeah. He will. Yeah. But Dak Prescott is every bit as good of a quarterback as Tua is, and he's been healthy.
Aside from the ACL.
Well, no, he broke his ankle the 1 year.
I thought he missed the entire season with the ACL.
No, he broke.
I think it was an ankle. I think you're right, Keith. Yeah, let me pull that up.
It was some dude that landed on his ankle. I mean, you can't really account for that.
Fair enough.
Brutal, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to get into that topic because it was one of those things that we were talking in the chat, and I really hate just chatting about it. I like actually diving deep and talking about it.
Absolutely. No, I love it, man. It's an important topic to talk about.
Yeah, it's so interesting, and there's so many different avenues to go down with it. And again, like I said, he's such a polarizing player. No two people have the same opinion on Tua Tagovailoa.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it sounds like I'm not a fan. I'm a huge fan of Tua. Love the guy. Wanted to name my cat Tua. My wife wouldn't let me.
That's awesome.
I love Tua, but the Dolphins need to be smart about this too. They can't just YOLO a bunch of money in his direction. It's not how it works.
Can't teach strong ankles, says Zach. You can. There are ankle exercises you can do.
Do you remember that Steph Curry, his first 3 years in the league?
Yeah.
He was missing 40 games this season because he just couldn't keep his ankles healthy.
Yes.
Yep.
There you go. Boom.
Since then, he spent the rest of his career perfectly healthy. It's the weirdest thing.
That is. Brett, I see you out there, brother. Appreciate you. It is my last show for maybe 2 weeks or so, I would say, just to get my groundings. For those of you who do not know, people that are currently watching, people that watch after the fact, we are having a baby boy in 2 days, less than 2 days. So exciting, and I already told my wife we're going to start doing pass pro drills the second he gets out of the womb. Then we'll go into maybe some punt formation stuff. Then we'll do some long snapping. We're going to do the whole gambit. So he's going to learn a lot that first day. So he better be ready for it.
Work on the flexibility from the beginning. You want him to be able to squat ass to the grass.
That's right. Yes. Great bender. So Brett, I am a Google household guy, and believe it or not, I have a point literally right here on my desk. And then I have another one on the other side of the room because during football season, as you know, I have 10 TVs going on down in this basement. And in order to stream everything, I need top tier connection. Like I said, I don't normally have issues, knock on wood. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's something in the air during that AFC East Summit show. Last week, I think I'm going to credit that to the power outages and everything going on around here. This week, I don't know. Maybe there's a ghost. Don't know what to believe, though. But yes. All right, fellas, let's dive into this mock draft here, this fantasy mock draft, I should say, not actual mock draft. This is going to be fun. So I decided we should probably do 2 different types of drafts, right? So this first one we can do for, and actually let me see if I might be better off sharing. I might have to take the layout off. Actually, it probably would be a little bit easier. Let's see. 1 second. So that way you can see the whole thing here. There we go. That's better. Okay. So for the draft settings on this, we'll randomize the order of where we're picking. And then to start off for this league, we'll just do a redraft league format, meaning you're picking a brand new team this year. Mm-hmm. And then do one from a dynasty point of view. So essentially the way you're drafting, you might not take Tyreek Hill in the second or first round, right? Because a little bit older. And Dynasty, I think the value obviously differs a little bit. So we'll start off with just your standard type of fantasy draft, and then we'll go into the Dynasty. So we get two sides of it. And like I said, only AFC East players. So this is going to be really interesting. I'm really excited for this one, guys. So we'll do standard PPR. We'll do 10 teams. And then for the draft orders, we'll randomize the teams right here. So this is my I logged into my Sleeper account. We will be doing it on Sleeper, and this is my name on here. So don't be alarmed when you see that there. So we'll randomize it. Let's see. Pick a number 1 through 10. Keith.
6.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're picking number 4. So let's go ahead and start this draft. What do you say, fellas?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Yeah, Justin Jeffery.
That's
There's
terrible.
one of your potentials taken.
That would have been the pick, obviously. Like if there's going to
Probably
be a
would have been, right?
top 5 pick from the division, it's redraft. So Tyreek Hill, I think, is pretty fair there.
Yeah.
You think Tyreek? You like that?
I think it's probably Tyreek over Garrett because it's not it's just a regular draft, the redraft.
Not going to get him on the way back.
We're not taking a quarter.
No, I'm good with Tyreek. I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense here. Obviously, at pick 4, why not, right? Tyreek Hill it is. Did you guys hear that beeping noise at all or no?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Garrett Wilson
Turn
went.
this off.
Waddle's got to be the next one, right?
Yeah, I think it has to be Waddle here.
Back-to-back Dolphins receivers. Absolutely love it.
I mean, we're really hamstringing ourselves, guys. Actually, you know what? Take the quarterback. Take the quarterback. Take Josh.
I mean, Josh Allen is there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, take the quarterback.
Okay.
I love it. I mean, we're getting great value in the second round. Almost at the end of the second round, we're going to get Josh Allen. Are you kidding me?
I think we could have gotten rid of the third.
Quarterback
Honestly.
guy, but yeah.
I'm actually a little bit down on Josh Allen as far as his fantasy football quarterback.
Oh, stop it, Keith.
I am.
Actually, I do want to know why. Why do you say so?
No, because look at his receivers. Look,
Fair.
just, I'm not. Look, you guys know my stance. I don't take AFC East players.
Yeah, I
outside
know.
the
I was going to say this is really tough for you.
So I don't. That's just always been my personal thing, and I don't want to cheer for a Bill, a Jet, or a Patriot. That's just my thing. But from a purely fantasy standpoint this year, I'm a little bit down on Josh Allen, especially compared to his ADP. His ADP is he's going in the late second, early third round.
Yeah.
That's a problem for me. Like if I'm getting Josh Allen in the 4th or 5th round, I'm a lot more comfortable with that. But right now, so I mean, we can go with Josh Allen. If that's what the consensus says, we'll go with Josh Allen. But
here's my argument against Waddle, and I think Waddle would be the next value. My argument against Waddle right now is the fact that, like, when the Dolphins are on bye, you lose both of them.
yeah,
that's true.
now
This
is another thing. And trust me, I'm not a smart man. I'm definitely not a smart fantasy player. But another thing that I've always done, I've always drafted regardless of. I don't even look at bye weeks. Because if my team's good enough, then I can concede a victory during the week. I get on the bye.
Early on, you should. Late, maybe a little bit less. But that's my biggest argument against just taking Waddle right now. One, we know he's not getting number 1 targets unless Hill goes down, in which case obviously having Waddle would be nice. But 2, you're setting yourself up immediately to have an entire week where your first 2 picks are just gone.
Fair enough.
All right.
Jake, you beat the tiebreaker.
17 it is then, boys. This is good value. Almost at the end of the second round. I mean, this guy has led quarterbacks in fantasy points the last, 4 years. I mean, and honestly, Keith, so to go against what you were saying, I understand where you're coming from with, not as much talent at the receiver position. But someone else is going to pick up that slack, and that someone else is going to be Dalton Kincaid, right? So if we can somehow get Dalton Kincaid to pair with Josh Allen, that would be absolutely huge. Love doing stuff like that. And And if not, I mean, Josh is going to have to run and do things himself anyways. So
Yeah.
I think it's still going to be there. It might be, a little different with how we see it. But all right, here we go. JA17, baby. I love it. Love it. Ooh, we already got a tight end taken here. Sam Laporta, first one off the board.
And now we can go Jalen Waddle. I mean,
I'm fine with Waddle.
Yep.
We really have great options here.
That's great value too, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Look at that. The receivers are stacked.
I mean, I would probably take if this was just a regular draft, I would have been on Nico Collins probably now.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, guys, I think we need a
James
running
Cook?
back.
We got to see what's available at running back.
Well, do we like James Cook or do we like Ramondre?
I would probably go James Cook because the way that the Buffalo Bills were absolutely just pounding the rock at the end of last season, I think that shows how they're going to play this year. That's why I just like Josh Allen. He's still going to run and get you 10 touchdowns, I think, on the ground. So he's still going to have value there, but the throwing touchdowns, I think.
Question, is Breece Hall actually going that high in
draft? Absolutely. Breece Hall's that good.
I've done a few of them, and he's always been like top 6.
Dang. All right.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's why I'm not going to draft him anyway. I'm not, if I had I'm not going to draft him anyway, but I was just wondering, like, is he really going that high? Because
he's that good. What do you have? 70 receptions last year?
71? 75. 75.
75?
I know he's that good. I guess just he's the guy that's not on my radar because I know I'm not going to draft him. So it's just, it actually works in my favor. He's going to, because then one of my other guys will drop down to me, hopefully.
Love it. I want to go to the chat real quick here. Brett, I'm not going to say anything unless you say something or someone else says something. So I don't know. I don't want to say names or anything like that.
It's not me.
It's not Keith. I love it. Yes, best quarterback playing the AFC East, of course, Josh Allen, right? Yeah, Mike, I talked with Zach. So they came over. They had some dinner. They're still here, I believe. I think I still hear them up there. But I told him, I'm like, yeah, Mike was asking about you, like, why you haven't been on the show, in the comments section. And so make sure you get in the comment section on this one because I'm going down there right now. And actually, he made an appearance behind me. I said, dude, you're more than welcome to, hop in, tap in. So funny stuff. Dad, good to see you out there. Yes, I had to remove those sounds. It was driving me nuts. But yeah, you got the sounds for a hot second there. It did sound like an old school arcade game. How is DeMarco Murray still on the board? Great name, dude. DeMarco Murray back in 2015, I believe it was, with the Cowboys, like 1,800 yards rushing or whatever. Holy smokes, man.
Yeah. I had him that year too. That was a fun season.
Me too. In two leagues I had him. It was incredible. Yeah. He was sick, man. He had a couple of years with the Titans too, where he was pretty good too.
Yeah. He kind of blocked Derrick Henry for a couple of years there.
Was he all right? Yeah. He was okay with the Eagles too for a bit.
Yeah, he was with the Eagles, yeah.
He was actually really bad in Philadelphia.
I was going to say, you could tell he lost a step.
Okay.
Eagles fans were so – well, I think he went to Philadelphia right after Dallas. So he went to Philadelphia right after Dallas, and then he went to
actually – I think he was Tennessee. Or maybe you're right, Keith. Maybe you're right. Let me look at that, actually. It's a good point. Let's see. I'm going to look real quick. DeMarco Murray. He was Philly right after Dallas. You're right. Yes.
He was Philly right after Dallas. And Eagles fans were so happy. They got the Cowboys leading rusher, and they were crowing. And then Chip Kelly, he just didn't work in Chip Kelly's scheme. DeMarco Murray.
That's right.
You think anybody in Philadelphia?
Yeah. Deshaun McCoy, Deshaun Jackson chased all those guys away. But DeMarco Murray didn't work in Philadelphia, and Eagles fans were so pissed about it.
Yep.
It was delicious.
TMC the Don, good to see you out there, sir. Not sure if we've seen you in the chat before, or unless it's time for UFL football. Still got that T. I'm so used to seeing that T. Maybe he changed his name again. Not sure, but one thumbs up. We appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Mike, also a pleasure to see you out there. This really pains Keith. Yeah, it does, and this is going to pain him even more.
But no, like this is a fun little exercise. This is a fun little exercise, and I'm down with it. I'm good with doing the spirit of it. Just because I don't have to cheer for any of these guys in real time.
Well, hey, you could say we got the two most important players, or maybe second most important players on that Dolphins offense, and Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, right? So we at least got those two absolute studs, and now we're about to take James Cook at the running back position. So I'm loving this draft, guys. I mean, this is pretty damn good. And we're back on the clock.
So
it's going to be hard because, like, from here on out, like, the value is real. Like, we're ready. We're stretching here, guys.
I think we can wait on Kincaid, Jake.
I think we can wait
on the running back.
I'm not a big.
You know me. I am predicting big numbers out of this man. Big numbers.
I think we can wait on Kincaid and potentially get another running back here.
Okay.
Look at quarterbacks again, real quick. How far down is Tua? All right, so we got a while before we're going to take Tua, but I'm a big proponent of taking two quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, this is just a. I did make this just the standard roster, so this isn't a 2-quarterback league. But for the next one for Dynasty, I will do the 2-quarterback format.
Okay.
So yes, that'll be very interesting.
So I'd be a proponent of taking either Ramondre here.
Yeah,
that would be my choice.
Let's look at receivers real quick. I don't know if there's much left for us. Yeah, it's tough. It's so tough. There's really
yeesh.
It's bad, man.
Look at Keon Coleman, 101.
Man, we're crippling.
Mike Williams.
Curtis Samuel.
Wow. Dude, Mike Williams at 130? Really?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I know he was hurt, but yeah,
that sounds right to me, to be honest with you.
Does it?
Dude, last year before that, he was on pace to have, he was averaging like 100 yards a game.
Yeah.
But I know, I mean, tough injury, right?
All the Bills guys are all like within
I know
picks of each other. Like nobody that tells you nobody knows anything.
It is so interesting, right?
Nobody has any idea.
Yeah.
I personally, just me, Curtis Samuel, I think is going to get the most targets.
By the way, just for my own sake, fellas, I did keep kickers in defense.
Wow.
I did keep kickers in defense in this too. So we could. Okay. I see Brett out there saying take a defense. Not going to do that yet, Brett. But yes, I do want to let you know.
Hold on. Who's the highest rated defense in the division? It has to be the Jets, right?
It's the Jets. It has to be the Jets.
Yeah, it's the Jets. Yep.
Okay.
How about it?
We'll be coming around for that around pick 1,000.
Khalil Shakir, Mike, he is at, let's see, I think it was 115, I want to say.
Yeah, like all of the Bills guys are like between 100 and 125.
125, yeah. Wow. Whoa.
Fantasy knows nothing. Nobody has any idea what's going to happen.
I love it. So I'm sorry, who are you guys saying? Ramondre Stevenson?
Yeah.
That's my choice.
I mean, it's the only choice, I guess.
But even that seems to be too early for him.
So, it is early. The thing is, we don't have any receivers after because Diggs is gone.
Right.
We have no receivers after the big three from Wilson, Waddle, Hill. Think about the division. There's nothing else after that.
We're going to do this for Keith. 773.
That's too low. It's way too low.
Let's see what the projected numbers are. Let's see. 213 yards and a tud.
That sounds right.
But 50 catches.
All right. That would be really low if they didn't just draft Malik Washington and pick up Odell Beckham Jr. No, it would. Come on.
Still be low. All right. This is where we're hamstringing ourselves, fellas. Because after that, we have no receivers left. We're reaching for any running back that's left. Because Brees is gone. After that, people are overdrafting a chain, I think.
Then let's go with Dalton Kincaid.
Don't do this to me.
You know what? It's interesting because we only have 2 tight ends off the board: Travis Kelce and Sam Laporta.
It's because tight ends don't matter.
I personally think he's going to lead the Bills in targets this season. I from a fantasy perspective, I'm actually very high on Dalton Kincaid, especially
I think a lot of people are
compared to other tight ends.
What do you mean? Compare his numbers to Tyler Conklin.
Well,
that's my point. Tyler Conklin's going to go 150 picks later.
True. I think this year, though, it is going to be one of those seasons where it's like, all right, this guy, Pro Bowl tight end. I know, I know you hate it. I know how you feel about tight ends. Anthony Beck has scarred you for life. Kyle Brady.
Anthony Beck has done nothing to me. He has. I will not show you on the monkey where Anthony Beck touched me.
It's so funny. Hey, great coach in the UFL, by the way, Anthony Beck. Coach for the Seattle, or not Seattle, St. Louis Battlehawks. Yeah.
He was. I will say he was doing color commentary for a while, and he was so mediocre.
Yeah, that's not for him.
It was almost better just to get him out of the booth. He was so.
Yeah. Well, it's between Dalton Kincaid and Ramondre Stevenson.
Kincaid looks like he's the best value pick here.
He is the best value pick, and that's the worst part about it.
All right, we're going with it. 2 back-to-back Buffalo Bills. Hell yeah.
It's going to be like 5 Buffalo.
I personally love the pick. I think it's a great move. 5th round, hell yeah. We got our tight end. We got our 2 receivers. We're about to take Ramondre here because I doubt anyone takes him.
Do you want to know something like absolutely disgusting? Kyle Pitts is a year younger than Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
That is wild. Yeah. Jeez.
And he's another tight end who I'm really high on this season.
Yeah.
Catching balls from
Kirk Cousins, man.
You know, likes to air it out.
Catching balls from a dude that lights up tight ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And he still hasn't been taken yet. So
I mean, we've hamstrung ourselves, fellas.
We have. We certainly have.
2 years ago, I took Kyle Pitts in the 4th round and regretted it. Regretted it greatly.
I get it. I
took him in the 2nd, Keith.
Did you?
Took him in the 2nd. Yes.
Oh.
I know.
I thought he was going to pop off, Jake. I thought he was going to.
I did too. I'm like, 1,000-yard rookie season, of course.
Yeah.
1 TUD, that's going to change.
Yeah.
Nope.
He disappointed me all year, and I had no choice but to start him because like my backup was like Chigo Conquo or something like that. So yeah, rough season. Yeah, I would go Ramondre here, honestly.
Yeah,
Ramondre.
We're stuck with Ramondre.
We got our back then. You know, I think it's a good move. And you know what? You know that, I mean, they have to use him. They just signed him to a massive contract extension for a running back. $9 million a year. Come on.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's not huge.
It's going to be a run-first offense, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be play action, set up the big shot with Jacoby.
It's just hard to wrap your head around a Patriots running back that's going to put up those numbers. I mean, it's happened sporadically with like LeGarrette Blount, Corey Dillon back in 2004, Lawrence Maroney 1 year where he had like 1,000. But other than that, you know, it's like every 5 seasons they have a 1,000-yard back. Crazy. Stephen Ridley the 1 year.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. Great name. Dude, you know what? One of the forgotten players of this last decade, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. Great name. Love it.
All right, take a look at the receivers real quick.
Yeah, let's take a look.
What's there? Because we're filling out the flexes.
Yeah.
Wow. What about Raheem Mostert here? Is Raheem Mostert still on the board?
He definitely is.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
He definitely is.
I mean, the guy had 21 touchdowns last year, right? 21 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he's going to be splitting carries with the chain.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Who's the lead guy? Who is it going to be a chain? Is he going to be the elite?
No, I would say Mostert's going to be the lead guy. I think he's the guy that
they're going to be moving. There's going to be a lot of carries in that offense. They're going to be like, I don't think anybody's going to average more than like 10 touches a game, 10, 12. Not just carries, I mean touches total.
I agree.
Because they just drafted the rookie in the 3rd round from Tennessee. He's going to be
right. Yeah.
I think Jalen Wright's going to take a back seat to these two. I think Achane and Mostert are going to handle the lion's share of the touches in that backfield. And, you know, all season long, you expected to see Raheem Mostert kind of fall off. You expected to see him, and he just kept on getting the ball and chugging forward with it. And honestly, like looking at it right now, I think he is our best value pick. I don't. If you guys can see a better one, tell me. I'm all ears.
I agree with you. I think he is too.
Yeah, I guess we could sort of go with that. I would consider just taking Tua, just having a backup.
Could do that too.
Okay.
Although there are, wow, I mean, you look at all the guys. We could probably go another round and get away without taking them.
Yeah.
We could probably. It's true. Yeah.
You know,
I love Anthony Richardson this year. I like them last year.
You talk about dynasty leagues. Anthony Richardson's like top 10 every single dynasty league right now.
He should be.
Mm-hmm. All right, Raheem Mostert, boys. Here we go. I like this team. I got to be honest with you. I mean,
it's not bad.
All the heavy hitters are at the top, of course, but I mean, I think we did a pretty damn good job here. Outside of getting, there was no chance of getting Breece Hall probably.
We were close.
Yeah.
We went 3.
Close.
We were 4. So
yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. Were any other quarterbacks taken? Anthony Richardson, Joe Burrow was taken. Could take Tua here, or we could wait another round. We could tempt it. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4.
The problem is
5,
the next receiver that we take.
Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel. Yeah, it's tough, man. I don't know. The nice part with Curtis Samuel is he does offer the running value as well, because they like to use him out of the backfield sometimes. But God, it's not pretty.
I'm shocked at how low Mike Williams is.
Shoot, Mike Williams. Is that too high to take him here? I mean,
it is, because he's not going to get drafted clearly on this mock until the way later rounds. But
it's crazy.
It almost makes sense to. Do we double down on running back and take Achane, or do we?
Achane's been gone.
Yeah, he was taken pretty
really?
early.
Dude.
Yeah, where is he? Wow, third round.
Third round for Achane?
Yeah.
That is way too
high. We took Waddle.
It's crazy.
That is insanely high for Achane.
He was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th back taken off the board. He was taken before Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, James Cook.
You know what? I wouldn't take Achane until the 5th round at the earliest. Because like Anthony said, he's going to be splitting touches with Raheem Mostert. And the Dolphins have to limit how much they use Achane because of his size.
He weighs 185 pounds. He was hurt twice last year.
Yeah, exactly. That's insane to me. 3rd round for him?
I know. That is crazy. No. Mike, I love what you're saying about Khalil Shakir. I just don't see, for fantasy value purposes, I think he will be obviously super reliable, but I don't see him being like I think he's like a 500 to 600 yard guy. I don't think he's, you know what I mean? Like, it's tough to justify taking him at round 8 just because of that. But we don't really have a ton of choices anyways, as it is. So.
Yeah, it's true. All right, I guess we go Tua here, and then we hold out and see what receivers, all the receivers are going to be available to us.
All right.
Might take every single Bills receiver.
No, we might have to, which is hilarious. All right, so Xavier Worthy, Austin Eckler, Chris Godwin. Now we get our pick of the litter. I don't know.
Wow.
Mike's saying he likes Khalil Shakir. You like him over Keon Coleman and Curtis Samuel, though. That's the question, Mike.
I like Curtis Samuel more than
I do too, just because of the other stuff. He's the gadget guy,
Yeah,
and that's
he's
not
going to get
a
lot of passes. I think
he's the most proven. He's the most proven wide receiver in your wide receiving core right now.
Right.
I think Josh Allen's going to lean on him and Dalton Kincaid, especially in the early portion of the season.
I like it. All right, Curtis Samuel it is, boys. Boom. This isn't a bad team, though. Still, shoot, I think we're doing pretty good here. We got the number one fantasy quarterback. I know. You look at all these other guys, and it's like, just take those dudes, but we can't do it. We can't listen. Strictly AFC East guys. Do we take a flyer on Mike Williams at any point here?
I would probably go with Keon Coleman before I go with Mike Williams. Yeah. One of these guys for the Bills is going to catch some passes.
Yeah, that's true. It's like
I say, just take all the Bills receivers. Like somebody
could just take all of them. Just bet on all of them. I love it. Mike's still
all the Dolphins receivers. Do the Patriots have any receivers?
They do. They do.
Jalen Polk,
Jalen Polk, Javon Baker, Kendrick Bourne. Juju is Juju still on the team? Juju?
No,
I think?
he's not.
Or he's a free agent, right?
Demario Douglas, the
Demario
slot wide
Douglas.
receiver.
Yeah.
I like DeMario. I do like DeMario Douglas.
Yeah.
Jalen Rager's with the Patriots now. How about that?
Oh, man.
How is that dude still in the NFL?
That is crazy.
The draft position went out the window 2 or 3 years ago. Like, this dude was a first-round pick long enough ago to be around enough teams that we know that he's bad.
Yeah. What about tight ends, boys? We look at tight ends. Ty Conklin?
Do we really need a backup
Hunter
tight end?
Henry? I mean, there's a lot.
We're still a mile away from needing Ty Conklin.
We really are.
Jonnu Smith is probably up there still too.
Well, Jonnu Smith's with the he's elsewhere now. Falcon? No, where is he now?
They have Hunter Henry still, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Dolphins have
Jonnu Smith's with your Dolphins.
Yeah.
My gosh. What am I saying? Yeah.
I find it funny that Tyler Conklin is projected for 91 points. Like, every year he's the same, 140, 150.
Look at that.
Every single year.
I mean, dude, yeah. Like, look at the numbers. 61 for 621.
But Anthony, and not for nothing, Aaron Rodgers feeds his tight ends.
To a degree. I mean,
Big Bob Tunyon. He was a big Bob Tunyon fan. Yeah.
Yeah. He made Robert Tunyon a thing. I mean,
he wasn't much of a thing. He was
he wasn't.
Hey, look, pick this guy up off the waiver wire because
Jermichael Finley.
Finley was
Jared Cook.
Yeah. Jared Cook. Yeah.
Yeah, but Jared Cook never had a big year. It was always the same
He's
year.
like a 600-yard guy. And then he went to New Orleans, and then he really popped off. Yeah.
That 1 year with Drew Brees.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Drew Brees was definitely a guy who liked his tight ends.
Oh yeah, no, Drew Brees made careers
for sure.
For tight ends, made careers.
Yep.
Are there any running backs left? Do we have all the running backs? We do.
Well,
who's the Bills backup this season, Jake?
Ray Davis, who actually does offer some fantasy value with touchdowns. I think he will be like that touchdown vulture guy.
I like Braylon Allen for the Jets.
Okay.
I think there's a very decent possibility they're going to give that dude a lot of carries.
I forgot New England has Antonio Gibson too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's definitely lost a step, but yeah. But Braylon Allen, that's another name, of course.
Braylon Allen would probably be the next running back I would take as far as running backs are concerned. If anything happens to Brees, Braylon Allen's a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. 186.
That's really low.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
We're not getting value at all with this pick.
We're not. No. We have hoovered up all the value in this division.
How about that?
We should at least pick 2 divisions to pick from. Like, that would have been a little bit more fair.
I really hamstrung us on this, huh?
I can't imagine going to my fantasy football draft and drafting Braylon Allen in the 9th round or the 10th round.
Like, we have as a starter,
I'll get laughed away from the draft.
It's not going great.
Now, if these guys put up the numbers they did last year, though, we're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
21 tuds for our flex, I'll take that all day.
Yeah. And again, we're picking backups right now, so
is it time to go kicker?
Well, we could go Jets defense.
We could go Jets defense. We could start the trend. We could start
I'm fine with the Jets defense. We're already picking backups. Might as well get the best defense in the NFL.
Jets D. Yeah, let's take them. I mean, we're going to get, double-digit points every week from them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Wow. Taking a defensive round time. We are going to get anyone who just kind of finds this video out of a whim or just watches this and doesn't really understand the concept, maybe doesn't read the title, they might even still curse us out and be like, what the hell are you guys doing? We had a guy on our show on Sunday night, fantasy draft room. Awesome dude. His name's Cody Smith. You guys got to check his channel out. This dude literally lives and breathes fantasy. And if he saw what we were doing right now with this draft, oh boy, he'd have words, I'm sure. Hilarious. All right. What do you think, guys? Do we
I guess we revisit receiver and maybe go with
Coleman.
Yeah.
I think Keon has to be above Khalil Shakir, let's be clear.
Mike is just probably pulling his hair out right now. We have not taken Khalil Shakir. We might just we're going to take a flyer on him probably because I don't think he's going to be drafted here. And I love Khalil so much. Mike Williams.
Might as well.
No, let's
Right?
go with Khalil Shakir for Mike.
Oh, there we go, Mike. Listen, we got all 3 Bills receivers and their tight end and their running back.
Can we take Jacoby Myers because he used to be on New England?
Oh, yes. Man. All right, Khalil Shakir it is. This is hilarious. I mean, we're filling out the roster pretty good. All right, Mike Williams.
Might as well.
Yeah, Mike Williams.
He's next.
This is actually not a bad team, though.
Yes, it is.
No.
The team's terrible.
I mean, we kissed value goodbye a long time ago, but it's still not a bad team.
Oh,
Hey, somebody else took a kicker before we did. How dare they?
look at the run on kickers here, boys. We better
Yeah.
take one.
Absolute
Take
shambles.
Legotron.
Do we take Legatron? Do we take...
Jason Sanders.
Jason Sanders, New Mexico State guy. A lot of points probably being scored there in Miami. So
Yep.
Could be.
we think.
He'll be the kicker I draft in my fantasy drafts this year.
All right, we're doing this for you, Keith.
I
Jason
hate
Sanders.
the use kickers. I hate it. I hate kickers.
I wish we could draft punters in this league. We got a great punting battle between Jack Browning and Sam Martin right now. Not sure what's going to happen there.
Is Jack Browning a guy you guys picked up free agent? Never heard of that guy.
No, he's a rookie. Yeah, he's
Okay.
a rookie guy. Yep. Yeah, and I want to say, so I know that he, I think he kicked field goals in college too. And of course, San Diego State guy. So familiarity, actually, I believe, with Matt Ariza. I think he followed him right after Matt Ariza. So hopefully, things go well and he's our starting punter. That's all I
Matt
gotta say.
Ariza's with the Chiefs now?
With the Chiefs. Yeah. Pretty wild. Yeah.
The rich get richer.
I know. It's crazy,
How
man.
do you figure that the Chiefs are going to be punting?
Yeah,
True.
good point.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a
They're
good
winning
point.
field position games. That went horribly wrong.
Right? Boys, we do need a backup tight end. Do we go and take Ty Conklin here?
I think Ty Clemson's probably the best in the division after.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Dolphins with tight ends, Keith, I just don't. I mean, I know
Yeah.
it's Jonnu Smith, but it's like,
Yeah, they don't
fantasy
use their
value.
tight ends all that often. I will say this, though, in regards to Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith is a good blocker, an underrated blocker.
he is.
And that's where the Dolphins need a tight end that adds some parity to their offense. So they had Durham Smythe at the tight end position last year, and he's not a good receiver. He did the best he could, but the best he could was painfully mediocre. So
Yeah.
I think with Jonnu Smith, the Dolphins add that parity, but they still have that receiving threat out there. So I'm hoping that, they went from Mike Gesicki, who can't block
Right.
and could only receive, to Durham Smythe, who can block but can't receive. Now they get a little bit of both in Jonnu Smith. So hopefully that, he puts up some stats for him this year. Can't be much worse than what Durham Smythe put up for him last year, though.
Got to be over 300 yards, maybe, right? I mean, come on.
I would guess somewhere around 500 to 600 yards for Jonnu Smith this year.
That would be a good season. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a great season.
That's where I'm kind of slotting him in. That being
This is
said,
interesting.
Hunter Henry.
What do you guys think of Hunter Henry? Like,
Didn't think
he
about
just
him.
signed an extension with them. I mean, it is a rookie quarterback's best friend. I know Jacoby Brissett's going to be starting the year off for them, but
It's Jacoby Brissett's best friend too. It's not
I mean,
like
he scored
Jacoby-
6 tuds last year too.
Yeah,
Ty Conklin will catch you a lot of passes, but I don't think he scored a touchdown last year.
Yeah, but who was throwing to him? How often was they in the red zone?
That's you're right. Touche. Fair enough.
Let's be clear.
Very good point. Yes. Yeah. Well,
I mean,
You
I
know
don't
what?
care. Hey, we're fine. Like, we could go back to back tight ends. It doesn't really matter. We're taking guys with
well, it's our
winning.
last round.
this is the last pick.
This is our last pick. All right, let's go Hunter Henry just to get New England on the board.
All right.
Otherwise,
Yeah, we'll get.
they're not even being represented.
Shout out to Chris. We love you, brother.
Mhm.
We will see you soon again someday. Hunter Henry. There it is. Look at all the defenses. All right. Let's take a look at what we got here. Can we actually view this?
Let's not say we did.
I don't want to convert it. Let's take a look. Is there a way to? I mean, here we go. Yeah, quite an interesting lineup there, fellas. So start off with Tyreek Hill. I mean, these first 5 picks are first 7, really. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
phenomenal, right?
Probably the first 4.
Yeah. You're just not. Yeah,
I'm not. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
I'm telling you. And then the like one of our flexes is like the backup running back from Miami.
I know.
Who's going to get a lot of touches? Let's not get it twisted. He's going to be the starter.
Yeah.
He's going to be the starter over Achane.
I mean, he's a 31-year-old running back, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's what they said about him last year, and he led the league in touches.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it happens, but like, let's not bet on that again.
Well, I'm not, but you know, if I was betting on that again, we would have taken him instead of James Cook.
Mm-hmm.
We might be able to flip flop those picks anyway. Let's be clear.
Create a copy of this draft board too. Yeah, there we go. All right, boys. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's do a dynasty format. This is going to be incredible.
Can we at least pick a second division? It gets real rough after the first couple of receivers.
You know what? Should we? Or no?
Let's say we take the AFC East where it makes sense, so that we don't end up with like the run of all of the Buffalo receivers.
All right, that's fair because this could get a little repetitive too. So I'm with you on that. Let's change up. Oh shoot! You know what?
We'll do a Superflex. We'll do Dynasty.
Yep. Let's do draft settings here. We're gonna go Dynasty PPR, Dynasty to quarterback. That's what we want to do.
Cool.
10 teams. Boom. We could do a 3rd round reversal too to change things up a little bit, meaning it just does a reversal at the 3rd round there to kind of balance things out a little bit. It's an interesting thing. I actually had it in my one of my dynasty leagues this year. Let's do it. Let's make this really fun.
I've never done it, so let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, dynasty 2 quarterback. Yeah. Okay. Snake, boom. Roster settings. Save that real quick. We got, let's see. Dynasty 2 quarterback, right?
Take him, please.
There we go. 2 quarterbacks. No kickers. Defense, sure. Flex, boom, boom. Defense, bench. Okay.
Let's add a flex.
Good. Yeah, let's do. You want to do a?
Let's add a flex.
Okay, perfect. There we go. All right.
Okay.
All right, Anth, pick a number between 1 and 10.
3.
1, 2, 3. Oh,
Ooh,
number 1. This could be fun,
Oh,
boys.
Brees Hall, number 1.
Brees Hall, number 1. I mean,
Brees Hall, number 1.
makes sense, right? Okay. And away we go. All right. Turn that sound off. We going Brees Hall?
Brees Hall, number 1.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense for a dynasty perspective, too. He's a young player, running back. Now, it is a 2 quarterback league, though, so that does change the values a little bit of quarterbacks.
That's true.
It only changed a tiny little bit. I think that people...
We can get a guy in the 2nd round.
Yeah, not just that, but like I think in general people undervalue the benefits of like the veteran quarterbacks. I think people overdraft the younger quarterbacks when like if, in a dynasty league, in any league, if you're expecting to win past year 3, you're weird, man. Like some of these dudes are gonna be good for a couple more years. You're fine.
And
Mike
statistics also say like most leagues in general don't last longer than 3 years. So
you should be
now mentality anyways.
Competitive team.
Yeah. All right, Brees Hall it is, boys. Here we go. Starting off with a bang. Patty Mahomes, Josh Allen.
Run on quarterback, though.
Run on quarterback for sure. So we're probably gonna have to go Tua on the next one here.
No, we don't. We got plenty of quarterbacks before Tua. We'll be fine.
In the AFC East, though?
I don't know, brother. I don't know. Garrett Wilson, darn it.
Right.
Now, A-Rod's still out there too, but
in a dynasty,
right? Not for dynasty, exactly. I'm just saying if worse comes to worse,
A-Rod's going to play this year. He's going to play next year. The Jets are going to be drafting a quarterback the next year or two. There'll be quarterbacks entering the league. We'll be fine.
Okay.
We can take a look at quarterbacks. We can take a look at receivers. I'm fine with any of them. Right now, we still have a little bit of space before we need to take Tua. That's fair.
Now, Jalen Waddle would make sense as a pick here, too.
I don't see now.
Tyreek Hill makes sense here because 3 years, Tyreek Hill's going to be in the league for the next 2 or 3 years.
And we get back-to-back picks, too, fellas. So we could do what we did last draft. But Keith, say what you're saying. So you're not sure about Jalen
Tua's not going to make it back to us in the 4th round.
That's true.
We have 2.
And in which case, we're stuck with. I mean, Aaron Rodgers might not even make it, if we're being honest about it. But
look at the run on QBs, man.
You know, that's a pretty crazy run. Like, I don't do dynasty. You know, we have our Nickel City Mafia dynasty, and we'll see how that goes for me. I was one of the bottom dwellers last year in the league, but as I don't really do dynasty. I don't do quarterback either. But this run on quarterbacks is kind of unprecedented to me. It has me scared about our quarterback position.
I'm not scared at all.
Okay.
I'll tell you this. The value that people lost going after quarterbacks early by not getting a position player, they can't recoup that value later on. Like, you have a guy with Josh Allen, and he's got Marvin Harrison Jr. He's hoping Marvin Harrison Jr. puts up anywhere near the points of a Breece Hall. Like, I know for a fact that whatever quarterback we're going to have a minimum number of points.
Yeah.
And that's the value that you get for getting.
I would say the only issue is because
I'm fine with getting a quarterback. I'm okay with grabbing Tua. That's fine.
Yeah.
If we're worried that he's going to come back. But like the second player that we're looking at, I'm fine with grabbing Tyreek Hill right now. I'm fine with going Tyreek Hill and Tua.
Okay.
I think value-wise, I mean, he's still an elite receiver. He's still in this category of receivers, right? It's just you're not going to get, you'll get maybe. What do you think, Keith? How many years? That's the question.
Well, with Miami, I think this is his last year with Miami.
Right.
But in the NFL, as long as he keeps on, getting, racking up baby mamas, he'll be in the league for indefinitely.
3 is the magic number. Do you think 3 years?
I think he'll be in the league 3 more years.
All right, we're going to go Tyreek Hill and Tua then. I like it. I think that's a good move. The third round reversal got us. That's okay. We're
still going to get to him. All those teams that went quarterback early.
Look at that, boys.
Guess what? They're not going quarterback again.
We'll take him here.
Fine.
And then I think we get the back-to-back.
We do.
So now.
James Cook still there?
Jalen Waddle's still there.
Available. Jalen Waddle's still available.
Jalen Waddle is still there. I'm good with Jalen Waddle.
I think we do. How about that, boys? That's pretty darn good.
Yeah. That'll do.
How do you feel about it? You got to be feeling better there, Keith, right?
Yeah. And not just because they're Dolphins, just because we just got great value.
Mm-hmm.
Dalton Kincaid did go. He was the second tight end taken.
Fine with me. Don't need tight ends.
Now, we could go James Cook here. Is he available? No, he's not.
Did he go?
Yeah. He got 2 picks before.
What do we have back at quarterback?
Let's take a look here.
See, this is where I think we can go a little bit off script.
We could.
And just get another quarterback. For me, it's Kyler Murray. It's Kyler Murray or it's Trevor Lawrence, and I think it's Kyler Murray for me.
What about Jordan Love?
I mean, Jordan Love was good last year, but Kyler Murray gives you the running.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah, Kyler does give you the running ability.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're picking between the both of them, fantasy point-wise, Kyler Murray's my guy.
Yeah.
For sure. Do we take a quarterback here? You guys want to go quarterback here, or do we want to wait?
I would rather get another. I'm the guy that ends up with like 4 quarterbacks in a dynasty league and a 2 quarterback.
Okay. And you're sure you want to go off script?
That was a good time because otherwise we're reaching for Ramondre Stevenson. We're at that weird part of the draft.
We're reaching him.
True.
We're reaching for him in our next pick anyway.
We probably are.
That's fair.
Who else is? I do want to look real quick just to see.
Okay.
Now, is Achane still on the board, or he got taken?
No, he just went.
Yeah, he went too. Okay.
I don't trust. Honestly, Ramondre is probably the running back I would take above most of the running backs still left on the board.
Yeah.
I don't trust Joe Mixon. I don't trust Derrick Henry. I don't trust DeAndre Swift. I don't trust Jonathan Brooks. I don't trust Isaiah Pacheco. I don't trust anyone.
I trust Josh Jacobs.
I don't. Josh Jacobs had a great year 2 years ago and then a crap year last year. He
does have Marshawn Lloyd behind him too now. And I'll tell you what, Marshawn Lloyd, from what I've been hearing, looks incredible. Now, here's the thing, though. They did sign Josh Jacobs to like a 4-year, $48 million deal. So I feel like you have to use the guy if you're signing him to that big of a contract.
I think he still has juice. And Aaron Jones, did well in that offense for years.
Right. He did. He was always a RB1 in that offense, Aaron Jones.
If we're looking at
receivers, he was a plug and play kind of guy.
I'm looking at George Pickens. That's the one that stands out to me.
He is George Pickens is. I think his value with Russ is still there. And really, the receivers.
And Russ is still a good deep ball thrower.
We should stick with this AFC East motif. This AFC.
I was going to say, do you want to?
We can.
Yeah, I think we only go off script unless
Kyler.
Unless we absolutely have to, where it makes sense, like Anthony said. So you want to go Kyler?
I'm good with Kyler.
Yeah.
All right. Again, I'm going to reiterate because I don't want someone in the comments saying, I thought it was only AFC East. We did do that for the first draft. We don't want to be too repetitive. So we are going to go off script just to save our lives a little bit. We took AFC East guys where it made sense. Personally, I probably would have taken Josh Allen number 1, but I like Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall was a great pick still. Let's go Kyler Murray here. Boom. And then we get another pick. So now it comes back to us, which is great. So next, what do you guys think?
I like Ramondre here.
Ramondre?
Yeah.
I'm fine with it, I guess.
You look at all the running backs going, right? I think he's right there with those dudes, if not better. Although Josh Jacobs, man.
Oh, I would have taken Jacobs over Ramondre.
Yeah.
I'm just not a big Josh Jacobs believer.
In that offense, I believe. In that Green Bay offense and that Matt.
Just because of what Aaron Jones did. Now, I will say Aaron Jones is a little bit different player than Josh Jacobs, I feel like.
But I think Jacobs is shiftier, tougher.
As for running backs, though, I feel like once you lost it, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
I feel like Josh has lost it. He had that 1 year. They pounded the rock like 300 times, and I think that was about it.
You think overutilization was the downfall there? Yeah.
I think so. What do we have left for receiver?
Look at how highly rated Keon Coleman is in this because he's a rookie receiver. Wild.
Yeah. Much higher.
And then let's see. Wow.
Josh Jacobs is only 26 years old, though.
Yeah,
that is wild. Yeah. That's crazy, dude. The next receiver would be Khalil Shakir. Is Curtis Samuel? Where's Curtis Samuel on this?
He's probably much lower because he's been in the league a long time.
Right. 27 years old. Malachi Corley at 161 there. Javon Baker at 170. Curtis Samuel, 182. Demario Douglas at 187.
That's weird to me. Demario Douglas is only a 1 year in the league player.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's not last year wasn't great. Last year was really good.
Yeah. He flashed last year. He flashed some serious skills last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like this is like the fantasy bias towards rookies that never extends to second year players. That's honestly when we did our league, I just abused the league by grabbing second and third year players.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
I mean, Kyle Pitts I got in the 5th. Breece Hall I got in the 4th. Like, did you guys forget these guys were rookies just a year ago? Like,
my team auto drafted.
You did get some good steals, Anth. Yeah.
You guys drafted while I was driving to work. I didn't.
Oh, you got auto drafted, didn't you? Keith? Yeah.
I didn't. When I got to work, my team was already set. You guys were in like the 13th round. It's like, okay, I guess I'll take my backup tight end right now.
It's just brutal, man. Just brutal. Oh, geez. All right. Well, what do you think, fellas? We got 2 receivers, we got 2 running backs, we got 2 quarterbacks.
Okay. We still need flexes.
We do need some flexes. The tight end, of course. I know we could probably wait on for a little bit at this point.
We can wait on Conk. Conk is going to be like 190th.
He'll be there. Yeah, he'll be there.
Here, guys.
I'm with you.
This might be a place to go off script. Although I'm fine with Keon Coleman. Whatever, he's a rookie. Yeah.
And now
we get another pick.
If we're looking at any of the receivers, like we can call in any of these guys. I think Amari Cooper or Cooper Kupp are the 2 guys.
Reed.
No.
Reed, yeah.
He's younger than all those guys.
Yeah, but like Dontavian Wicks looks like the number 1 in Green Bay.
You think?
Yes.
I don't know, man. He did look like a dog. He did have Dontavius Wicks for sure. Yeah, he did. He was nice. Definitely.
If we're pure value, Christian Kirk is another dude that might come in with another 120 or target kind of 1,000-yard season. I think Amari Cooper still has juice in him. Terry McLaurin still has juice. Terry McLaurin's not old. He's only like 27.
I know, and he's super consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talk about 1,000 yards every year, I think, except one, his rookie year. It's crazy. Yeah. Didn't matter who's throwing him the ball. He will have 1,000 yards.
He's about to be Jaden Daniels' best friend, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Scary Terry.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with Scary Terry here. I'd be pleased as punch with Scary Terry here.
It does. I do love Cooper, but just injuries scare me.
And age.
When he was healthy last year, he was still going absolutely nuts. Like he was playing my turn, your turn with Puka Nacua. Like one game, one of them would have like 150 yards on like 10 receptions. The next game, the other guy would.
I remember that, yeah.
But like he was still doing it.
How about this? Cooper Kupp is finally healthy.
Is that right?
I think if it's for dynasty purposes, I'll go Scary Terry just because he's got 3 years.
Okay.
3 years younger than Cooper.
I'm good with it.
So again, going off script with a couple picks here, just so our team doesn't totally tank. Boom. All right, Jaden Daniels, there he goes.
Trevor Lawrence off the board now.
Should we take Drake May at some point too, fellas? What do you think?
Yeah, we probably should.
I don't think that's a bad idea at all. I don't know that we take him yet, but I like the idea of grabbing him.
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
Or not.
There he goes.
Take it back.
Okay, then. Let's see what we have at running back here, Jake.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Jalen Wright.
We're glad we got Breece Hall when we could.
Right? Yeah. Hey, good call, Anth. Good call. I like it.
Evan Singletary played for the Bills at one point.
He did. Should we do that? Should we make that the new rule? If we're going to go off script, they had to have played for an AFC East team. That's kind of fun. Man, Zach Moss. There we go.
Zach Moss. Yep. Is there any running backs that went to the U?
This is so bad. Like, there's rumors Devontae Williams is going to get cut. Like, that's
I
so
know.
bad.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what's his name? Blake Watson is killing it out there. They got
they have Jaleel McLaughlin.
Like yep.
A bunch of passes when they let him play.
Yeah.
Javonte looked good until you had that.
Fantasy doesn't know anything right now. That's why Tajay and what's his name are right next to each other. Pollard.
That is wild, man. Yeah.
Glad we got the running backs when we did, because I don't feel good about any of these dudes.
Yeah, we did good on that for sure.
Yikes.
I mean, jeez.
Actually, that's what I saw at Tajay Spears last year.
Yeah, Tajay's decent. That dude's got like no ACLs either.
Oh, yeah?
I know it. Yeah, you're right. He literally doesn't.
Yeah.
Would it be weird to take a flyer on Raheem Mostert?
I'd personally rather take a flyer on Jalen Wright if we're doing a dynasty.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, what else do we have at wide receiver again, real quick?
Yeah, let's go look at receivers. I'm sure Mike Williams is available. Jalen Polk.
Yeah.
Khalil Shakir, of course. Malachi
DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is always good.
Dude, it's crazy. He had 1,000 yards last year, and I feel like people just forget how good of a player DeAndre Hopkins is. Like, if he's healthy,
he would go up and steal balls from cornerbacks that like Will Levis threw directly to.
Mm-hmm.
He'd just go up there and take it from a cornerback, knock over the cornerback, and run to the end zone. He did it 3 times in a game. People were like, Will Levis had 3 touchdowns. No, he didn't.
No.
DeAndre
Hopkins. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what, he abused the Dolphins in their game last year, DeAndre Hopkins. He absolutely killed their cornerbacks.
He's just savage. Yeah, I'd be fine with Amari Cooper too. Well, yeah, that's the thing. When like what's his name was not in, Deshaun Watson was not in, Amari Cooper went off.
He did.
But Deshaun Watson's back.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave it to you, Ant. I'll let you make this pick. Keith's gonna make the next one.
Okay. Honestly, I would maybe consider.
Here's all too, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield or Kirk Cousins. One of those two. Let's get a third quarterback.
Okay. Well, Kirk almost went to the Jets. Remember those rumors?
Yeah.
Let's take Kirk Cousins, fellas. He's going to put
That's
numbers.
That's fine.
There we go. All right, Keith.
We don't have a tight end yet. So let's go with George Kittle because I'm pretty sure that him and Robert Saleh know each other.
Kittle over Njoku?
Oh, yeah. But Kittle and Robert Saleh know each other. They used to play. Robert Saleh San Francisco.
From now on, if you're going off script, you gotta bring up.
Or David Njoku. He went to the U. David Njoku went to Miami University. Miami. Let's go with Njoku.
That's true.
He went to the U.
All right. We're going to do David Njoku then?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he went to the U. That is awesome. All right. I'll pick the next one. And we have 15 rounds. Yeah, 15 rounds again. So almost there, fellas. Almost there. Wonder when they're going to start the run on defenses. Let's see. I am going to stay on script.
Okay.
And I'm going Jalen Polk. Why not? Second round pick, you know? Okay, now back to Anth.
We'll go with the Jets defense.
Love it.
Let's get that out of the way.
First defense. Boom, baby. See if that prompted anyone. Look at Nick Chubb going in the 12th round. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that injury was gruesome, though.
Yeah.
He was my first round pick last year.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
How things can change so fast. And I know it's dynasty, of course, right? So it changes your perspective on a lot of things. Keith, you're up, sir.
All right, let's see. Let's look at running backs. Jalen Wright, easy.
All right, yeah. All right, back to me. Raheem Mostert, double down. Do we? Yeah, we have a tight end. Okay. Look at this team. Are you kidding me? Remember, no kickers. It is a 2-quarterback league, of course, but no kickers. There is a defense, which we already took.
All right, let's take a look at receivers. Let's go ahead and take Malachi Corley.
Ooh, there it is, baby.
There you go.
Oh, never mind. It's not the last pick. 16 rounds.
All right, last pick is now yours, Jake, I think.
Yep, it is.
Let's go. Khalil Shakir.
There you go.
For Mike.
For Mike.
Brett, yes, we are still live. I know. You know how we always like to go. Actually, we're right on time. It's 8:57. We're doing pretty darn good. So
Good shape.
final roster for Dynasty. Again, went a little off script for some of these, but for the most part, try to stay in our lane with the AFC East players. Took Breece Hall there. Tyreek Hill, Tua, Jalen Waddle, Kyler Murray, Ramondre Stevenson, Keon Coleman, Terry McLaurin, Kirk Cousins, David Njoku, Jalen Polk, New York Jets defense, Jalen Wright, Raheem Mostert, Malachi Corley, and Khalil Shakir. Not too bad, fellas. This is a fun exercise. I'll tell you what. I think we got to get our Mafia Fantasy Football League back up and going because I'm ready. I'm ready to get back into that. I mean, we haven't even done our rookie draft yet, so I don't know what the hell we're doing. But closing thoughts from Keith.
How we talked about Tua's contract situation. I don't think it's going to be resolved. It doesn't look like it's going to be resolved this offseason. The fantasy drafts, those were fun tonight. And so Jake's going to miss a couple weeks in the coming weeks. Jake, congratulations. And we'll congratulate you when your son is born.
Thank you.
But in the coming weeks, Anthony and I have some fun ideas for you guys. So, we'll hold down the fort till Jake comes back.
I love it. Brett says rookie draft is in August. Still alive. Dynasty, baby. Love it. Anth, closing thoughts?
Man, like Keith was saying, we have some pretty cool ideas coming up. Looking forward to unveiling them for you guys. But congratulations on having a new baby boy.
Thank you, man.
Do you have names?
We do. My wife said she would kill me
finally?
if I reveal it, so you guys are just going to have to wait and see.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
But,
No,
hey.
super excited about it. Really, we're going to miss you, but could not be happier for you.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
man. I appreciate it. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be fun. I'm excited. On to bigger and better things, baby. So last couple nights here as a family of 3, we're going to be a family of 4. It's going to be wild. But to everyone out there in the chat that's still out there watching, we appreciate you. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Mike with his closing thoughts on Khalil Shakir. 8 tuds and 1,000 yards. Book it. All right, I'm in. If he does that, I'll be very happy. Hell yeah. But to everyone out there, thank you so much for watching. Give us your thoughts below in the comments if you're watching this after the fact. Let us know who we missed on or who we hit on. Would love to hear your takes on this stuff. And, be sure to follow these guys. They will be going live again next week, 7:30. So
Yep.
I'll be watching, boys. It's going to be fun. And thank you all. Anth?
Take flight.
Keith?
Fins up.
All right. Go Bills. Take care, guys. Have a great night.
Fins up.